Good morning. As my colleagues know, am feeling very much under the weather, so I'm struggling to be articulate, let alone literate or fluent, so I hope that you'll forgive me, but I'll do my best. And I'm very grateful to be here, and I thank Brian and his team. It's a privilege to have this opportunity. I'm actually going to be answering a series of questions that were posed by Brian and his team in terms of thinking about what we do at the museum, but also thinking about some broader questions. I believe strongly in this endeavor and think that it's critically important worldwide, but also particularly in Charlotte, which is a place that was recently noted to have one of the worst opportunities for social mobility in the nation. So we are committed to this endeavor, and for us, visual literacy is a rich, flexible language, an essential life skill accessible to even the youngest child. Here you see a youth designing and drawing an original comic during a summer camp in 2013. For us, this is an opportunity for a dynamic approach to see and process and make meaning of our visual world. How does visual literacy foster critical thinking for us at the Mint? It lets us stop and look deeply. It gives us much needed white space, and here this young girl is composing her white space for comic designs at the summer camp. It gives us a powerful and reusable bank of visual references and vocabulary to think, analyze, and interpret. Here you see a concept drawing by Mel Chin of an installation he's just finished for us called Sea to Sea. And the role of the museum in visual literacy for us is very much rooted in the idea that we experience daily, what we experience daily is transmitted so quickly and in large volumes that we can serve as a slow art portal, a place to slow down to promote metaphoric thinking and visual literacy. And here, it's very hard to see, but streaming data is actually coming across Mel's glass hemispheres, where he's synthesizing a huge amount of information in not only a visual experience, but a sensorial experience, full body. We practice visual literacy. Here's one of my favorite examples by a Detroit-based born artist, Ken Aptegar. He came to Charlotte to work from this particular portrait of Queen Charlotte, inviting members of the community to respond to questions about her lineage, so her mixed genealogy, which included North African, Portuguese, and German descent. And in response to these discussions, the artist created 6 panels with images of the Queen superimposed with text phrases that came up from the community, including Queen of the Enemy. Another panel that he created references this Queen of the Enemy concept, but also her African heritage, and you'll see this in a moment, by proclaiming black, white, and other. So today, we use Charlotte's Charlotte and the original portrait, which we hold, as provocative works that continue to foster critical thinking about identity and perception and how this might even affect how our community thinks about itself. Using another critical thinking approach, here you see King's Voyage by the Swedish artist Bertil Wallin. We work with students in the gallery to concentrate on specific works where we're asking them to look deeply. Here, students start by looking and studying the King's Voyage work. They use photography, sketching, writing, discussion, sometimes with gloves, touching, and start to think about what they are exploring. This then goes into a more in-depth process by looking and analyzing, exploring, and then beginning to make interpretations. Before they make interpretations, however, we are emphasizing exploration and analysis. We also have a family gallery in the museum that we're very proud of. It's a place where you can go, where our youngest visitors go and play and explore, not only with constructions, but also with actual works of art, so that they become very familiar with being in the galleries and not feeling afraid to be in the galleries. We also create exhibitions and experiences that encourage visitor engagement, such as this in-gallery portrait studio in our exhibition from New York to Corrymore, Robert Henry in Ireland. So we had a virtual live model that folks could draw from. We have in-depth studios and classes, such as this sculpture workshop. And we're very committed to hands-on craft and design as a very important part of our collection. And so the tactility and technique of making is very important to us. We have art fusions, not unlike at NOMA, where we use music, writing, sketching, and other art forms to explore art. I would like to see this become deeper in some way, and I'm struggling with what that looks like, but I think it's important that we continue that effort. We also have a contemporary architecture and design series where we bring the brightest visual thinkers such as Ben Fry, I'm sure many of you are familiar with, a pioneer in data visualization and graphic design, to really expand the thinking about what art museums are engaged in. And to answer the question of what it means to me personally, again, I'll go back to this notion of visual literacy allows me to move into a slow lane, to explore myriad images that I encounter every day. This is Danny Lane, a glass installation. This is my daughter's desk at one point. She's 12 years old, and in looking at this picture, it adds texture and depth not only to my daily life by letting me drink in and experience what I see and experience, but it reminds me of what I believe to be a profound obligation to equip ourselves and future generations to navigate an increasingly complex cacophony of visual information. Thank you.